You're listening to Emerson Whitner's NXT Report on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Emerson Whitner, and this is your NXT audio report for July 8th, 2015. Last night's NXT was live from Full Sail University, and we are on the road to NXT TakeOver, Live Free or TakeOver, the night before SummerSlam, August 22nd. The big news coming out of this week, Finn Balor defeated Kevin Owens to win the NXT title. Which, if you watched the Japan show, you'd already know that. But they replayed the entire match during tonight's show, and we'll get to that here in just a minute. Sasha Banks came out for what was basically going to be a 2-on-1 handicap match against Dana Brooke and Emma. Sasha has no friends, and so we were wondering if Sasha would have to do a handicap match or would somebody volunteer to be Sasha's partner. And it turned out Charlotte came down and made herself Sasha's partner so she could get at her hated enemy, Dana Brooke. See, now they could have combined the WWE and NXT storylines and had Paige come out, since, Paige has no friends, Sasha has no friends. Those two could be friends. But WWE doesn't think that far ahead. They're not as great as NXT. And I know how weird it is to say WWE and NXT is two different entities, but for the sake of argument, you know what I mean when I say that. Now, I fully expected this to turn into a 3-on-1 heel beatdown on Charlotte, but I was wrong. It was just a normal tag team match. Not sure when Sasha turned babyface. It appears to be last week when Dana touched her title, but whatever. The heels took down Charlotte and got the heat on the former champion. Emma and Dana did that really annoying thing the Ascension used to do in NXT, where they would rapidly tag in and out over and over again for 30 seconds, which is really just ridiculous. I don't know why. It doesn't help or hurt at all. In theory, you gotta keep the fresh man in the ring. How is that really keeping the fresh man in the ring? They're tagging in and out every 5 seconds. The fans can't figure out if they want Sasha in the ring or not. They haven't yet accepted her as a babyface, but she did get the hot tag and went wild on her fighting female foes, and eventually won with a bank statement on Dana Brooke, while Charlotte had the figure 8 on Emma. After the match, Charlotte challenged Sasha to a title match last week to return the favor of being her partner tonight. Sasha accepted it, and next week we get a rematch from NXT TakeOver in December, NXT TakeOver R Evolution, with Sasha now defending and Charlotte challenging. This past weekend, Bayley was at the NXT live event and commented that Emma broke her hand, meaning Emma broke Bayley's hand. Bayley stated that she's going to come back from injury and win the women's title, which is what she did a couple months ago when she injured her leg. So I'm not sure what's going on here with Bayley, but man, does she get injured a lot. Then we went back in time to watch Finn Balor pin Kevin Owens with the NXT title. This match was really, really great. If you haven't watched it, I don't know what the heck you're waiting for. I know you're always waiting to hear my comments on these things. So here, I'll give you my comments. I'll give you my recommendation. Go watch it. Dave Meltzer rated it 4.25 stars. I rated it 4.75 stars. But hey, that's just me. But it's literally right in the middle of Beast in the East. It's right in the middle of NXT. Honestly, I'd watch the Beast in the East version because the NXT version is broken up by a commercial break in the middle. But the funny part is, they literally aired Beast in the East as the lead-in to this episode of NXT. So if you watch the network, if you just turn on the live stream of the network and just leave it on for a few hours every day, you'd have watched this match so many times at this point, it's not even funny. But anyway, the king is dead. Long live the new king of NXT, Finn Balor. A cameraman asked Kevin Owens after the match how he felt about losing. Owens, as you can imagine, was quite angry and shoved the camera away. Chad Gable did a promo backstage in Orlando, talking about how Jason Jordan didn't pick him to be his partner because Jason Jordan doesn't want to win. Jason Jordan doesn't want to dominate. And that's why Jason Jordan's going to be on the bottom of NXT forever. And Jordan walked in and finally agreed to be Chad's partner. And so next week they are ready, willing, and Gable. Solomon Crowe did a backstage little promo. He said he's meaner, badder, and nastier than ever before. Not mentioned at any point is that Kevin Owens put him out. He doesn't want his revenge on Kevin Owens. I mean, Kevin Owens has better things to do. And then Solomon Crowe did a match. He faced Marcus Louis, who's also back. Marcus Louis, by the way, got his head shaved at NXT TakeOver Fatal 4-Way back on September 11th of last year. And in the ensuing 10 months, Marcus Louis' hair hasn't grown back, nor have his eyebrows. So I wonder if the hair club for men is still a thing. If it is, Marcus Louis may have to look into that. Solomon Crowe won this match. He actually almost won in the first 30 seconds, getting a near fall on I think he kicked him in the head, and nearly got a win then, and then almost won by submission. Crowe went for a springboard something, but Louis hit the ropes, so Crowe fell stomach first on the top rope. Louis at one point used a kneeling abdominal stretch and did a claw hold on Crowe's ribs. I actually thought, he might submit to that, but Crowe fought out of it. He used the twist of fate, which announcers called a unique maneuver, the CM Punk running knee, and one with the Crow bar, which I believe in some circles is called the stretch muffler. It's a move where he takes the other guy's leg and puts it around his head and stretches him. Yeah. So the Vaudevillains vowed to be victorious over the villainous vagabonds Enzo and Cass. Hooray for alliteration tonight. Finn Balor celebrated winning the title by standing against the wall with Cesaro and Neville. And then in the moment that made me scratch my head, shake my head, do whatever, John Cena walked up and congratulated him. Now that wasn't, that big of a deal. John Cena congratulated him. But Finn Balor got this look on his face like, OMG, he talked to me. Like a teenage girl whose boy crush came up and said hi to her. Next week, in addition to the women's title match, we're going to get an update on the medical condition of Sami Zayn. And then in the main event, yes, this is the main event, the Vaudevillains became the number one contenders to the tag team titles, defeating Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. Some trivia before this thing gets started. The Vaudevillains were the first team to ever lose to Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy. Blake and Murphy beat them so bad that they got the confidence to challenge and then win the tag team titles the very next week. Also, these four have history together. When Enzo Amore broke his leg a few years ago, Colin Cassidy was treading water, and his only feud over that 6 months was losing time and again to Aiden English. Now that we've had trivia time, it's back to main event time. And we got some fast-paced grappling early on, with Enzo and Cass in control of it through the commercial break. Aiden got the heat on Enzo when Amore goofed around and ran into the feet of NXT's resident opera singer. The gentlemanly grapplers had their way with Enzo until Enzo almost literally fell into a hot tag. Cass gave Aiden the big boot. He gave Simon the Black Hole Slam, tagged Enzo back in, and they went for the rocket launcher. However, Simon tackled Colin's knee, and they went flying out of the ring. Enzo went for a flying crossbody block on Aiden, but Aiden rolled through it and pinned Enzo for the shocking win. So now the Vaudevillains get their shot at redemption. They get their shot at Blake and Murphy in the tag team titles. And that was it for this week. And that's it for me. If you like what you listen to, tune in to my Wrestling Outsiders podcast. That's blogtalkradio.com/Wrestling Outsiders. This week, Art O'Donnell of WrestleCrap.com joined us to discuss the King of the Ring 94, plus my Tough Enough thoughts, along with my thoughts on the debut of Paragon Pro Wrestling. Go check that out. Go check out the NXT special. While you're at it, go check out the New Japan show from last weekend. That was awesome too. But anyway, I'm out of here. Take care. Thank you for listening, and I will talk to you again next week.
Emerson Whitner's NXT Report is brought to you by AngryMarks.com. Visit AngryMarks.com every Wednesday night or Thursday morning for a new edition of Emerson Whitner's Report. You can also find it on YouTube by going to youtube.com/AngryMarks.com. And please, follow Emerson on social media, especially Twitter. It's at TheReallyRealEW. Thank you for checking out Emerson Whitner's NXT Report, and thank you for checking out AngryMarks.com. We appreciate your support.
You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.